extra time.
I must answer him. Where must I look?
Camera is here.
Where can I? Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to be. I am actually looking forward to it. It's, we all play cricket to play at the highest level, and I think if you're not playing international cricket, I honestly do feel that, your IPL, followed by maybe like your CPLs and Big Bash and that, are the next big tier. So to be here playing against the best in the world, and testing yourself on foreign surfaces is a highlight in anyone's career. So I'm very excited to be back in India and playing again.
How did you get the call, Miss? When you were approached by the team, and how did it all happen? Because you were not there.
No, it happened really quickly. I just got a call from Gary last week. He asked me, have I been playing? Have I been bowling? I said yes. I play for the Titans back in South Africa. We actually just won the One Day Cup. We had the semi-final and the One Day, and I was actually prepping to play some 2020 because we were currently playing our local 2020 in South Africa. So he gave me a call and asked me if I was available. I said yes. And then we just had to go through the necessary process of getting hold of Cricket South Africa, which can sometimes be a bit difficult, halfway through an IPL with a World Cup coming up and, all those kinds of things. But we managed to get through that all last week. I flew on Monday and here I am now.
Russell is outstanding form. Andre Russell.
Yes.
So what is your plan to stop him?
I guess I'll sit down with the staff, the coaching staff, and we'll go through where we feel. I guess this is a cliche. Everybody's going to say the same kind of thing. But I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you bowl to Russell. You really have to back your plan. You have to be extremely not accurate, but you have to back your plan and land exactly where you want to. If you want to bowl a Yorker, you're going to have to land it. If you want to bowl a bouncer, you've got to be on the money. And if he hits it for 6, so be it, He's an informed player on grounds like this, on small grounds. The ball does travel for 6 sometimes, if not a lot of the time. But you need to back yourself. And I think guys that have bowled well against him, or somebody like KG who backed himself in that one super over game, you can see he was consistent with his idea and his plan, and he backed it and it came off. So that's kind of, I wouldn't say the Yorker is the approach, but that's the kind of thinking that needs to go into it. You need to back whatever plan you come up with. You need to back it 110%.
Then as you have received the call-up in between the tournament, you must have been following the IPL. You must have seen Kagiso bowling so well in this tournament, in these conditions, and a World Cup coming up, as you have just mentioned. You want to add to that?
I think you've summed it all up, haven't you? I just hope he continues that kind of form. He's actually not just now. I think he's bowled fantastically well for the last 2-3 years. That he's kind of like a wonder kid. He's come onto the scene in international cricket and he's really grabbed it with both hands. And we all saw and watched in such excitement about the way that he bowled against Australia not so long ago, and it was exciting to see this new prospect coming up, and he's just kind of continued it. You often see some players come through and do that, and they show signs and glimmers of extreme excellence and then kind of fade away. But KG, I think, is one too. We can get used to these kinds of performances. They're going to happen a lot more over the next, for the rest of his career, I would imagine.
Dale, you've been almost the senior most member of the squad, and the team is not doing especially well. As a senior member of the squad, what sort of conversations are you having with the youngsters who are maybe playing the IPL for the first
at
second
RCB?
time here? Yeah, at RCB.
I've just arrived, so this is my first practice right now. Just met some of the new faces that I've never met before. There's a whole bunch of people that I actually do know. I've played a lot of IPL, I've played a lot of cricket, so I know a lot of these guys. And you can ask me that question in 2 weeks' time or something like that. But I guess I'll just kind of bring some enthusiasm to the group. It's always nice to kind of join in halfway through a tournament because you get this kind of injection of excitement, and I'm hoping that I can bring that. Obviously the season hasn't gone exactly the way you planned, but that's cricket. It's like fishing. They don't call it fishing, otherwise they'd call it catching if you were catching the whole time. And cricket's much the same. It's a game that you have to go out there and you plan to do well, but sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. But it is a strange game, and if we win the next couple, if not win all of them, and something happens in our favour, who knows what will happen. So I'll bring that kind of excitement and experience and energy to the game, and hopefully it pays off.
Dale, as someone who's been this competitive, does it make it more exciting that you've been sort of thrown in at the deep end midway through the tournament, like you said, when the team is not doing well? Does that sort of energize you even more?
I'm just very excited to be here. You know, I wasn't originally picked up in the IPL, which is totally okay. I think a lot of coaches these days have a kind of a plan and a real structure to the way that they want to go about their business. And if you're not in those plans, I don't think you must take it personally. You know, it's nothing personal. It's business. You know, and that's how it is. So I'm quite excited to be here and get given an opportunity. But to be totally honest with you, I just like playing cricket. You know, I love playing cricket. So whether I was playing the remainder of the 2020 back home in South Africa, or I came here to play, I'm going to be doing exactly the same thing. You know, and when I've got ball in hand, I'm going to be competing and hopefully win some games for whoever it is that I'm playing for.
RCB bowling will be much more dependent on you. You have to take the huge chunk of the responsibility because it is an issue with the bowling. So this time, is this kind of responsibility charges you more? I mean, drives you more to do well?
Look, I've played for South Africa for almost 13 years and I feel like it's been the same. You know, for 13 years I've kind of been the guy that of late you've probably found like your KGs and a lot of other guys have really come through and done well, but I've always felt that pressure. You know, even when I started playing, even if Sean Pollock was there and Makai Antini was there, I still took it upon my shoulders to try and lead the team, you know. So it makes no difference whether I come in here and I'm the leader or if I'm just filling into a spot, you know. I'll just come and do what I can, you know, and help where I can. I'm sure there's a lot of bowlers here that also want to learn a lot and can use the next couple games to certainly do that and pick my brain and use the opportunity to see what I can maybe help them out with, if I can help them out with anything. And then we just try and take it from there, you know.
Apart from South Africa, is there any other choices?
No. Like I think it's a little bit of an unfair question to ask a player that's going to the World Cup if somebody else is going to beat his team. But I do feel that every team that's going to the World Cup has got a massive chance. You know, England being in England and they're playing some good white ball cricket, they're capable. And I think you got to take rankings and you got to throw it out the window. Seriously, rankings these days really don't mean anything, in my opinion. I don't even know where the West Indies are ranked, but they've just beat England. You know, Australia was losing and then they started winning again. I don't think we've lost an ODI series for like 2.5 years, but no one gives us a chance, you know, and then somebody does. So you need to take rankings completely out. And once you're there, you've got to kind of like figure out who the teams are that are best adapting to the conditions, best that feel the form, players that are in form, and then who hits the ground running is going to do really well in that tournament. And then obviously finishes off well with a bit of luck at the end of the day, because you know, cricket requires a little bit of luck.
How does South Africa go into the World Cup?
UK. South Africa came close, and that was probably the one horror show that Donald ran out.
Oh, in 99?
Yes.
No, I was in school. I don't know what happened in 99. I was still a child. I think the game has evolved a long time since 99. It's a little bit, again, another unfair thing to look back on. You know, since 99, we use 2 new balls in cricket now from either end. I think conditions have changed. Playing has changed. You know, teams will now, batsmen who are number 3 will play the ramp, you know, from the first over. You know, they weren't doing that in 99. We were relying on guys like Lance who hit the ball out of the ground and really hard. And now you've got 360 players, and not just AB de Villiers. You've got a bunch of guys that can do that. From Joss Butler to every team has essentially got a 360-degree player. So, you know, 99 and today, it's almost, 20 years. You know, the game has changed a lot. You know, yeah.
How is South Africa going into the World Cup, and how do you think the preparation?
We're going to go on a plane. We're going to land there,
and
probably take a bus to the ground. But I understand what you're saying. I think we're going with we're going with good expectations. I mean, if you're not going to the World Cup expecting to win or hoping to win, then you probably shouldn't go. You know, we've got some fantastic players. I'm not going to lie. I mean, they haven't announced our South African team yet. I can only assume and hope that I'm going. But if you look at our team, I can mention all the good players from other teams, but you've got Faf, you're led by Faf, he's been in fantastic form lately. You watch KG's bowling exceptionally well, and especially in the IPL, Imran Tahir is right up there in terms of wickets. We've got a list of players that's from Quinton de Kock at the top of all the way down to 11 that are match winners, you know. And there's not much more that you can ask for when you go into a World Cup. So we just got to go there, and like I say, you got to hope that there's a little bit of luck on your side. It could be weather, it could be one run, it could be a no ball that an umpire misses. You need that kind of luck, and then you got to prepare and play well.
He hit the subscribe option and the bell icon to get all the exclusive sports videos on Extra Time.